Hey, Void. How you doing? All right, so it's my last of my way backlog. And it's the 1983 film Deathstalker. So this one popped up on Shudder of all places. Don't know if it's really a horror film per se, but it's definitely camp 80s fantasy sword and sandal shenanigans that, well, not a scary film. I can see the monsters and whatnot kind of getting it there, so sure, why not? People who like horror, it's kind of horror adjacent, so whatever. I'm not gonna. I rarely begrudge something for being on Shudder for despite not being overtly scary. The exception of maybe Small Town Killers. That one I still am baffled by. Anyway, Deathstalker. Well, I was familiar mostly with Deathstalker and the Warriors from Hell because Mystery Science Theater 3000 did an episode on that. So I thought I knew what I was getting into. And I did. Sort of. Now, this one still follows the character of Deathstalker, who's a. I guess that's his nickname or whatever, but he's a mercenary who does fantasy things. He's pretty much this unbeatable mercenary archetype. Well, the in that one it was pretty standard. This one I was expecting more of the same, and it is, but it's also very rapey, like very rapey. This has a lot more nudity than I was expecting, and not in the nicest of contests. And even our hero is also kind of rapey. I maybe should have been expecting that going in, but I wasn't. Anyway, Deathstalker is pretty much a witch puts him on a quest to find a sword, chalice, and amulet before Munkar, this wicked king sorcerer guy who has two of those items, gets a hold of the third. So, yeah, and he, if I recall, I'm trying to remember because it was a while ago that not a lot stuck with me. But pretty much there's this princess that who's trying to overthrow this king who took over the community, but since it's a powerful sorcerer, no one can touch the guy. So she gets kidnapped and is now, after meeting the Deathstalker, now he's to save her also. But yeah, it's pretty standard sword and sorcery, sword and sandal film, very Conan-esque, but without the charm. But with a lot more tits. A lot of tits. So, if you're watching a movie like this, you kind of know what you're getting into. Especially for, like, the poster is very 80s fantasy. Ripped abs and scantily clad ladies. And that's kind of what the movie is. Is it good? Not really. Is it fun? A bit. But you have to be prepared for the level that it gets to in some of it. Like, the later ones, I believe, are a little bit less rapey and more bad fantasy. Which, if you're looking for a bad fantasy, it's a fine series for that. And sometimes you're in the mood for something cheesy like this. But yeah. You gotta be kind of prepared for that. In this case, anyway. I've only seen the third one, which was done by Misty, and therefore, edited down for Misty, so I don't know if that one is also like this. I don't believe so. But it wouldn't be surprised me if there was more nudity in that one than was let on. But here, yeah, there's a lot. I don't even know how to rate this one because it's achieving what it's setting out to do. The effects are cheesy, but it's part of the charm of it. But I give it like 3 MacGuffins, I guess. It's not the worst. but it's definitely far from good. I don't know. It's very of its time, though. I guess it's really all I got on Deathstalker. Just watch Conan, really. Conan's better. Yeah. I guess that's all I got on basic Deathstalker. Maybe I'll get around to the others. Maybe I won't. I don't really know. It's not a priority. Okay. See you later, Void.